The jurisdiction of non-duality, a reference of Bazzi Francis' theologies and encyclopedic discoveries. Non-duality is the recognition underlying the multiplicity and diversity of experience. Infinite and indivisible reality, whose nature is pure consciousness, from which all objects and selves derive their apparently independent existence. The word non-duality comes from the word advaita, which means not two. In other words, non-duality in spirituality encodes a powerful meaning, and it indicates the unity in all creation, irrespective of your scale of preference, belief systems, ethics, gender or cultures. There is no division or separation between you and another being, or even to nature itself. Hence, all things including you and I, was created out of the dust of the earth, and to dust shall we return when the time is due. The only thing that differentiates you and I, are totally based on our beliefs, experiences, cultures and religion that was created by man. God made us one, but man drew the line. Contrary to the above stated, I believe non-duality is thought to be a philosophy primarily found in the Hindu mystical path of Advaita Vedanta. It is also found all throughout the world in paths such as Buddhism. With vast analogy over one's psyche, it's deliberately said that many may have slightly lost their dignity. I'd admit and challenge this fact a little bit differently, after much research over the years as pertaining to my personal experience, opinions and ideologies. I've met several people with different belief system, ethics and moral standards throughout life. Their diverse interests and cultures showed me that people are not aware and conscious about the information they consume. Many assume that following the steps of another can easily fetch them what they truly desire. From the likes of idols to icons, mentors etc. When they fail, they are likely to blame such individual for giving them the wrong advice. With no self-accountability, assessment and acceptance of one's personal choices that lead to such outcomes. The personalisation of one's wrongful actions is nothing but a life of total chaos and abyss. In order to seek true wisdom, one must submit himself with humility. Look at all the ascended masters that has walked this earth, from the figures of Christ, Mohammed, Buddha, Krishna etc. If you study their lives closely, you'd see that they lived their earthly lives with dignity, and that's why they're remembered as great figures that collectively brought enlightenment to humanity. But, because of the compartmentalisation that created a disconnection and fear, majority of us could not handle seeing that reflection and attributes of these great beings in us. Every one of us can be the Christ and even more, only if you adhere to be used greatly. We are all great and can be used greatly, but most people don't want to work on themselves and build themselves for greatness. When we cultivate the act of self-practice in any area we choose, we do not only learn how to become productive in such field, rather we become an embodiment of complete mastery and ruler of that which we desire to be. The detriment of our soul's purpose should be based resourcefulness and diligence. So when we lack direction, we become prone to sequences of adversities. When we patiently choose to work on ourselves, we become a master controller of our destinies. Meaning that we can easily decide whom to become based on our free will and choices. Most of us living our earthly lives have a special divine contract that we agreed to fulfill with the divine before we reincarnated into our physical bodies. We decided the roles to play, the families to be born in and all of that. I came to a mutual understanding that the lives we live is totally based on our free will and the divine is only there to guide us as we walk this path. Certainly, majority of us chose the most difficult tasks to fulfill and the divine wouldn't allow us walk that part if we lacked the strength to accomplish that mission. It is only an illusion to think that the soul is weak, it's only the detriment of the flesh. Our soul knows that we deserve a more fulfilling and abundant life, but due to the circumstances that surrounds our present realities, we subdue to the greatest illusion of weakness. The most powerful energetic fields of a being is their sexual power, the animal or animus nature of our existence transient one's persona to that of the higher self. Several alchemists over the past decades have discovered the mystical depths of sexual transformation, hence, it's beckon on the fact that 80% of the people on the planet give out this powerful life force energy for dopamine pleasure through sex. If we reclaim our sexual power, we reclaim sovereignty over our well-being. When you understand that everything is energy, you'd understand that is a form of currency that can be transferred from one party to another. Likewise, we absorb energies that are not ours when we give up our power to the wrong things, people, places or things. People cling unto our energies through obsessive thoughts, fantasies and emotional flux. Thoughts are vortexes of manifested realities. When people paint pictures and fantasize on them constantly, such pictures begin to reflect on your mind's eye as flashes of memories. And the moment you begin to feed into that memory, an energy transfer is manifested and transferred without your conscious permission. I'd give a typical instance. Imagine a being who's going about their day with work. Suddenly you began having fantasies about the last sex you had that was amazing. First, it starts off like pictures flashing in your mind's eye. When such memory pops up unaware and unbeknown to you, someone's trying to connect with you through sexual imagination. At most, when you try to fight such memory without revocation, it persists. The only solution to stop such energy transfer is to clear such negative energy from your auric field. We should at all times reclaim our powers when we feel drained at most times. It must not always be sexual or emotional fantasies, sometimes it could platonic too, but the message is being aware and conscious of the kind of thoughts you entertain on a day-to-day basis. My name is Bazzi Francis, thank you for listening.